Unit 13, the G7 chord. We've learned the G chord, building up root third fifth from the G, just like we did with our C chord, root third fifth from C. Now let's do a new chord on G. Instead of just 3 notes, root third fifth, we're going to add another tone for a 4-note chord, root third fifth and 7th. Notice that's just stacking up in thirds for this rich sound of this G7 chord, a 4-note chord. We've heard this before. The 1 chord, we said a harmonica sound was to blow in and then pull out. Breathe in from the harmonica, we get this G7 sort of sound. Remember, we heard that in the context of Eine kleine Nacht music, which outlined the C chord in the second half of that phrase. There it is, that G7 we just learned. So 1 chord, 5-7 chord, C chord, G7 chord. Why do we call it 1 and 5-7? C chord there, when we're in our key of C, that is, we're in our notes of C major. We have root third fifth up from C, step 1, so it's the 1 chord. Build on step 5, root third fifth, or in this case, root third fifth and 7th, built from scale step 5. So it's the 5-7 chord. This is our fundamental harmonies in classical music, so much folk music, and even much pop music. 1, 5-7, 1, 5-7. So we're going to learn these and learn them well. Now there's an issue here with that 5-7 chord. It's a big handful. So how can we bring it into one hand easily? Let's take this low note G and bring it over the top. So now we have it fitting under the hand, 4 notes, but we can take out one of those middle notes. And here's a very typical way to play it. Notice how nice it is. We have our leading tone down here. Remember our C major scale? So that B, the leading tone, pulls up to the C. Or as an alternative, let's leave out that leading tone. Now we've got the D in finger 4. So we have a 3-note 5-7 here, which works as well. We see this in ice skaters. Taking a look, our 1 chord accompaniment, 5-7, right there. What's an alternative? How about leading tone? So 2 ways to play that 5-7. So we have melody and harmony together, but sometimes perhaps you're playing with a flautist or a vocalist or a violinist. How do you make a 2-hand accompaniment? It helps so much when we understand the harmony. And when we heard this, what did we hear? We heard 1 chord to 5-7, didn't we? 5-7 back to 1. Even later on the variation, 1, 5-7, 5-7, 1. So we get that pairing. Put your root in the bass. So when we have a C chord, we're going to put a C in the bass. When we have our 5-7, our G7 chord, what goes in the bass then? The G. So we have a G7 and back to the C. So now let's play ice skaters as if we're the accompanist to the violinist. We get the idea how you can build an accompaniment then, and we do that based on the harmony. So this understanding of harmony is vitally important and well worth spending some time with. Enjoy.